This is one of the last few things I ever want to talk about this particular project because I'm going to put this in my low hanging fruit category. And my low hanging fruit category is basically stuff I don't want to repeat talking about because it's redundant and like I'm not that desperate for content that I want to keep talking about this. Now, if you want to know who's in my low hanging fruit, um, it's not a big list, but it's more or less Lizzo because the reason why Lizzo is there because most people, and this is my personal opinion, if I hear about you and it's not about your musical talent and it's more or less the stupid shit you do, I don't think you're talented. The sad thing is, I know Lizzo is talented, but a lot of people, anytime I hear about Lizzo, is either about her weight or anything surrounding her weight. And sometimes it's not even her; it's everybody else want to put Lizzo in there. So Lizzo is obviously who she is, and anytime when we refer to big people and overweight problems, they throw Lizzo in there. And yes, the body positive, and yes, I probably will going to be talking about the body positivity thing, and because I think that's what a couple more categories. But I don't want to keep bringing up Lizzo because it's not fair to her because it's just like we should be talking about her music, not about her fucking weight. The second person, Zaya Wade. I don't fucking care. Personally, I don't think like look, Dwayne Wade has another son, and obviously that son isn't gay. But every time when we bring up Zaya Wade, whether you want to call her a he or she, first of all, it's none of my concern. And second of all, the LGBT is like not even 2% of the population or some shit like that. It's not that many people. It's not that many people in gay that though they're making some like distinct changes. Obviously, we're seeing that most of that stuff is not sticking, and everybody's just going. But as far as Zaya Wade go, one, that Zaya Wade is under 18. Last time I checked, is under 18, and I really don't care about what Zaya Wade does. Nor do I think this makes Dwayne Wade a bad parent, because let's be real, most people that they grow up living good and all that other stuff. If you have multiple kids, one of them is obviously possibly is going to be gay. I've seen it in families. Like whether it's warranted or not, whether you think it's influence or not, whether you think being gay is a choice or not, one of them's going to be gay. Obvious. It's just one of those things where it just happens. So and it's usually that one person, and everybody else is straight. But everybody want to focus on that one person because he's gay, and then all of a sudden that makes you a bad parent. No, I don't. I don't. I don't feel like that. But I don't care about anything that's regarding to Zaya Wade. I don't even follow up on Zaya. So I leave that in the low hanging fruit because people talk about that too much. And it's just, I don't care. I personally do not care. And anytime people ask me about Zaya Wade, I don't care. The third is Blueface and Krishan Rock. I do not follow these people at all. I think Blueface is a terrible rapper. I don't know how the fuck he even got this far and this famous by being so fucking terrible that most people when you hear Blueface and you hear him rap, a lot of people will go, "What the fuck is this shit? Get this shit the fuck off my air, get this shit the fuck off my radio, and all that other stuff." And yet he's another person I hear about, and he's the epitome of like I hear more about the stupid shit you're doing instead of your music. And I think his music's trash. And then like you hear more or less about the stupid shit between him and Chris Sean. I really wanted them to go away, but for some reason they just did not want to go away. And I want people to just like, maybe you're looking for it. I'm not looking for it. I swear to you, I'm not looking for it. I don't follow them niggas. I don't follow. Like, I tried to stay away from. I don't like. This is why you don't really hear stories about on my channel. It's like rarely about Blueface or Krishan. I don't touch that shit at all because it's just like I don't even want to hear about it. And every time I think about it, it's stupid. But yet people just keep talking about it. And this is the last, and this is the next person and this is basically what this rant is about, and it's about Sexyy Red. Sexyy Red will be now in my low hanging fruit, and I may throw Sukiyana in there too, like both of them because they basically the same thing. But most or less, Sexyy Red because she's been blowing up, and then like a lot of people just like been like pushing Sexyy Red to so much that people think she's an industry plant. Now, I have my doubts. I think she may be an industry plant, but there are things it's just like it's not even the industry plant thing because I also think her music is trash. She doesn't stay on beat. I never really listened to her shit until like I walked into a club and they was playing her shit, and I sat there and I listened to Ski and I listened to other shit. I've heard her rap, and I'm gonna tell you something. It's trash. I don't understand this. How y'all fuck with something that is so bad that is just I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't think none of her music is good. I don't. But yet people fuck with her. I see her on academics and academics fucks with her. I see her on other people and other people fucks with her. And it's just like, why? There's nothing about this woman that's appealing. I think that woman is disgusting. And I don't really say this about most people, but yes, I think this woman is disgusting. Now, be mindful. I'm not a prude. I'm not one of those people who's just like you need the white people. You need Jesus on all that other stuff. It's just like although I believe in God, you know, I'm not the one of the people who's just like oh you need Jesus in your life. I'm not like I have my vices. I have my I got things that I fuck. I got things that I've done in my fucking life that I'm not I'm not proud of, but the reason why and like I feel like now before I put it into this vote, I just really want to say this because the problem I have with Sexyy Red is that you women, especially like, and I'm talking to my sisters, especially my black sisters. Look, I understand not everybody's going to be a Claire Huxtable. Not everybody's going to be high in body improvement. Yes, we have hood rats, just like we have hood niggas and fuckboys. That's why I said Blueface, because Blueface is the epitome of a fuckboy. And y'all, the nigga just like the way I feel about Blueface, the same way I feel about Sexyy Red. There's some people you just do not need to be putting on TV because they represent the worst of us. I feel like Sexyy Red represents the worst of us. I also feel like Sukiyana represents the worst of us as well. And yet it gets pushed on TV. You women tried your hardest to not look like the ghetto hoochie. Y'all talking about not looking like the ghetto hoochie mama, and you want people to look at y'all as boring, just that, the stereotypical black woman you see in the hood. And yet y'all push the fuck out of Sexyy Red. Y'all sing her fucking songs. Y'all yelling ski in fucking class, just to keep people calm and quiet. People talking, y'all singing Pound Town, and y'all like the old talking about, Coochie Pink and Booty Hole Browns and shit. Y'all push this woman to the world. Now, someone now look. I in my time I grew up. I was I always talk about the '90s and like the representation of black women, and I always said like the '90s had the best representation of black women. Yes, you had your hood rats, you had your Baps, but you also had your Claire Huxtables, you had your Joe Marie Paytons, all right. You had Moesha's stepmother, Shirley Ralph. You had your Shirley Ralph. Hell, we have girlfriends. Those are four different women. You had half and half, and this is like 2000s. Now I'm getting to the 2000s. You had, you know, what's her name? Jackie Harry. Jackie Harry and Sister Sister. I liked her. I liked her. You had Thelma Hopkins and the boozy chick from Half and Half. You had many representation of black women that you could look at and say, "I want to be that," and and that's what I grew up on. All right, those representation of black women is like you could pick any of them. Right, they all had a positive. Yes, some of them had their vices, especially girlfriends. All of them was toxic, and I've said that many a times. All four of those women are toxic, but you still had good representation of black women. Now, even in Flavor of Love, yes, that shit was ghetto and ratchet, but um, you also had stuff that like coincide that, which is why I always, you'll hear me talk highly of the Angela Bassett's, hell, even Monique, the Felicia Rashads, the Cheryl Lee Rouse. Those are the representation of black women that I feel like, you know, black women should be inspired to, in my opinion. Hell, even Kerry Washington and Scandal. Because, as far as, Sergeant Willie P said, you have the Kerry Washingtons lined up. I understand we have hood rats. But in my opinion, hood rats should stay where the fuck it should be, in the hood. All right. You some people you can't you just some people you can't take anywhere. And just I look at that with Sexyy Red and it's just like this woman should have never made it out. Musically, I feel like she never should have made it out. And yes, and like as much as I love Cardi B, there's some things about Cardi B that I don't like either. But like I said, Cardi B is the thing about Cardi B and why Cardi B works is because she does have a personality. And yet you see her trying to grow. She's petty as hell. She is petty as hell. But there's something about Cardi B that makes her charming. That's the one. And I don't want to throw no color. This is not no colorism. This is none. But Cardi B has a way to be charming to where people like her. I don't see that in Sexyy Red. I don't see that in Sukihana either. But obviously, Cardi B knows how to play the game, and in a way, Megan too. I know people don't like Megan now, but when Megan had everything, people love seeing Megan. And but there was but black women. I don't. Here's where I had this gripe with you, and yes, black men, we have our few too, especially some of the rappers now that portray the airways, especially some of the young rappers. That, but we could talk about that some other time. Is that who y'all want representing y'all? And then never know that she's pregnant, she's gonna be a single mother, and like she has sex tapes out there about like from dudes that just seen her in the bed, and then all of a sudden it was one nigga smoking a cigarette talking about I put it down, I put it down, I put it down, and then you got the other dude just having a sex tape out there, and it's just like having leaking for the second time. It was just like she's already had like some sex tape. How you put out two sex tapes and both from whack? Like niggas, you shouldn't even be having niggas shouldn't even having this access to you, but yet here you are. Like I don't, I do not like where the black and this is coming from a black man, but I don't like the way the black women are being represented, and I feel like some of this shit is pushed. And this is why, and the fact that some of this is pushed is the reason why we're in this predicament that we are in now. That I'm seeing like not only just like someone like a Sexyy Red, but people who's just like this entitled attitude that you should just fuck with me just because I'm beautiful and all that other stuff. I should get whatever you want, and all that other stuff. A lot of this is just really not looking good for people, and I don't like the fact that this is being pushed. Like, and the fact that, and honestly, the fact that Sexy Red is even like um popping right now, it proves my point that y'all don't really care about y'all representation either. It's just like, you know, y'all gonna say this is part of the patriarchy and all that other stuff. This is all, for some reason, this is gonna be blamed on the patriarchy. When, in my opinion, the patriarchy had nothing to do with this. It had to do with women, and y'all was the one pushing this. And this is my last point, and I'm pretty sure I've regurgitate this point. I know there are other rappers, especially other female rappers, that don't rap about their coochie. Yes, I stated that too. I know rappers that don't really rap about their coochie don't much, but y'all don't push them either. Say what you want about male hip hop, but we have the balance. Where there's a fucking NBA young boy, you have a fucking Kendrick Lamar. Where you have Lil Durk, you have J. Cole. Where you have, you know, some hood nigga from, let's say, the baby, you have Drake. All right, we have our balance. We got our common sense. Even back then, you have your Ice Cube, you had your common sense. All right, you had your fucking Jay Z, you had your Tyler Kweli. All right, you had your Biggie Smalls, you had your Most Def. Say what you want about say what you want about male rap. At least the balance is still there, and even to the point now, there's still a balance in male hip hop. Yes, there's a lot of drill music going on, but yet there's other people that's putting on fucking positive music that I feel like is coming from men. So we have that, we have what we got, but yet we have our balance. You women do not, and this is what, and like, you could tell in this, everybody, you know, when you look more, when you're, and I say this all the time, when you are about, when people know you from the stupid shit you do on the internet instead of your fucking music, and yes, Pound Town did probably put it on the map because of, but it's more or less of how raunchy and bad it is, not about like anything good. I just listened to Alex Isley and Terrence Mullen. Beautiful album, beautiful album, and like it's such a good album. I hope that it does well enough that people talk about it, because to me that's what's been missing. Like albums like that is what's, in my opinion, has been missing. But not, but that probably fall on deaf ears. And I'm gonna just leave it there. Like, in conclusion, Sexy Red. This is gonna be the last time I talk about at least Sexy Red, because, like I said, I don't I don't follow her. I don't put her on my pages. It's just like, but the shit just keeps coming to my front. Anytime I scroll down anything hip hop media news related, is about her ass, and it's just like, what in the fuck? And then the fact that she's single now, single and pregnant, it's just like, where are we going as a society? And I feel like we need to ask that, especially like in both men and women. We need to really check ourselves to see if we really doing what the fuck we're supposed to be doing, because someone is controlling that media. Sex is like, and I will like be on the top of this mountain, out down this hill. Someone like a Sexyy Red should have never blown up. I don't care how controversial a song is. I don't care. Someone like a Sexyy Red should have never blown up. And that's my rant about that. Let me know what you guys think. Uh, there we go. Looking for my mouse. Let me know what you guys think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you feel like Sexy Red is here to stay, or do you feel like she's just gonna be a one trick pony and then just fade out of obscurity? I'm not sure, but some beats be known for lasting. So especially like if you're a female, you don't really have to. You can do one album, and you don't really have to put out more music because people just fuck with you. And there's other ways to make money. But that's my rant. Let me know what you guys think. Till then, my name is Laskino Fly, and I'm out. Peace.